Hey everyone, I want to introduce you. Many of you may already know this individual, but wanted to kind of highlight what this PDR tech can do coming up to the next PDR college seminar coming up in June, that is. And this gentleman, I have the video up that I put together on my laptop, and I'm going to just kind of go over audibly what I'm seeing here. And I've kind of got a smirk on my face. The guy absolutely blows my mind. This gentleman, Bryce Kelly, calls him his idol. And that should tell you something, everything right there. Bryce, and I consider Bryce to be the second best tech in the world, and consider the guy coming up to be number one. Now, is there someone else out there? There might be 10 somebody else's out there that are better than both of those guys. Don't know. We can't say that for sure, but from what my eyes have seen, this gentleman, both of them are ridiculous at PDR. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to, and man, I hope this is the right way to pronounce his name, Gedges. There are a few different ways to pronounce this. I think it may depend on what part of the country, not America, you were in, but I'm pretty sure it's Gedges. Gedges Arlson, and I believe that is correct also. So here's Gedges. Picture of him in front of a dope old car. And Gedges does some things that just will blow your mind. When you're scrolling through his timeline on Facebook, it's like every day or every other day, you're going to see a repair like you're seeing right now. It's not like he's doing these things every now and then. He's doing these constantly. And this repair, yeah, like, okay, that's not okay. Then you start seeing the depth of the thing, and you start realizing how bad that dent or series of dents actually is. And we're just scratching the surface here of what this gentleman can do. And some of the things he does go against what I would say right here. That when you saw that high right there, right there, that high, man, it looks more stretched and higher than I would make it, like he didn't use a sharp enough tool or whatever. But when you see the end result, it's astonishing. And you can zoom in and see his texture, and you can tell that I'm not sure about this one. It's too small on my screen right now. I'll watch so many of them. Some of them you can tell he hasn't sanded and polished yet, and his texture is so tight. And I guess he's pointing out the scratch there. The gentleman can do unbelievable work. Here's just the after of that first one. And as I said, as you scroll through his timeline, I'm going to go back here, and it's just all the time. Doing crazy stuff. This Fender, yeah, Fender. Now, that's interesting right there to stabilize that edge of that Fender. You see what he's got going on there, moving the cursor over it. Just C-clamps on a block of wood. I'm certain there's another block on the other side or something. And you scroll, he pans over this thing here shortly. You see where he got to there. And here he is panning over it, and you still see the scratch in there. Great repair. The reason I include that one was that block stabilization. Here's a smashed up hood. This is not the worst hood you're going to see in this video. You're going to see a worse one later, but mangled. And that's a big, fairly flat panel. Again, there's the mounding that I'm talking about that I would be scared at this point. And then when he's done, it's just ridiculous good. You're going to see pretty much the only flaw I've seen out of all these videos he's got. There is a bit of a swell there, and I'm being stupid picky, but there is a slight swell in that hood. Ridiculous repair. The guy is good. And again, as I'm scrolling, you're just seeing more mangled stuff nearly every day that he's repairing. Okay, so this one, from a distance, you're like, whatever. And then, yeah, you see this, and it's so big and up against the edges. That's a difficult repair, insanely difficult repair. And you see his homemade glue kits that he's got going on there. And there's the finished quarter. No holes in there. Back to his homemade glue setup there. Almost looks like PVC pipe. Don't think that's what it is, but I could be wrong. Hold on. Okay, there. You see this massive glue setup. And if you're thinking like I'm thinking, there's no way I'd start that with glue in the center there. I'm thinking I'm going to put more tension in the center of it. And I'm sure he did some other stuff. I'm sure he did some tension spreading, probably while he was glue pulling. But the results speak for themselves. The texture is still there. And there's that stretch I'm talking about. That scares me. If I had it to this point, I'd probably be worried that I was not going to recover at all. But as you can see, he recovers quite nicely, nearly perfectly. I can say perfectly because I really don't see a flaw in it, just with this small video. So, again, Gedges Arlson. Hope I got both of the names right. And I'm not even sure which name is the first name, just to be honest with you. Here you see he's using dent rods, dent tools as his pulling rod to go through the loops of that homemade glue thing he's got. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, you see the dent rods there. So that was, he's very industrious, I guess would be the word to call it. And this is the face of a guy that is going, what have I gotten myself into? Or you suckers about to see something awesome. Again, just scrolling and seeing it's every day, nearly every day. So this repair, wow. Let me just say this dent, wow. You'll see the repair here in a minute. Where do you start? It's so deep and so stretched in the center there. I would definitely not be starting this way. He's on the backside with a block or something. And again, I would think I'd be tightening this metal up too much. And you're going to see here in just a minute, you'll see, I believe it's a steel shot. Maybe it's a pan, but you'll see the tightness there. That's the start of it there. In my mind, you're tightening this up to a center that's going to be even more stretched, or you're tightening the stretch up. And there, see that got like a high ring all the way around it. And I'm wondering how he recovered from this. That's my question. And all this stuff is stuff that I'm anxious to learn from Gedges. This stuff is crazy. So you see us panning over it here. Okay, now look at this still shot. Yeah, there's some stretch in there, in my opinion. But then you see the after, and can't argue with that. Crazy repair. Okay, I stopped on this when I was scrolling because of, you'll see, well, you can see it there. That body line that is completely inverted up there in the top right corner. I'll take my cursor up there. Yeah. I mean, it's basically a body line the other way, the opposite way of what it should be. How do you recover from that? Now I believe this one, there's a chip in that well, maybe not. Now there is a scratch in it, but what he does with this thing to get that inverted body line back to where it should be is crazy. Here's the other hood that I was speaking of. It's way worse than the hood we saw earlier. Stopped on this one. Again, this is not particularly impressive in his repairs. There are repairs that are much more impressive, but him using this tension and how he uses it. The tension is the new thing. It's taking the tension out of the panel, and I call it a new thing. It's been around forever, but using it in PDR and using it in new, I guess you should say, we could say, innovative ways to help us doing paintless dent repair. I want to learn this from Bryce and Gedges. This is one of the things that will be highlighted, is taking the tension off the panel so you can just get the dent out way easier, way quicker, and taking that tension out while you're working it, before you work it, when to do it just before and then start pushing, and when to put tension on it and work the dent with the tension on it. All of these things are things that I am anxious to learn more about. Yeah, I can say I know how to do it. I did one actually today, but I don't know how to do it to the level that these techs are doing it to. I just don't know yet. And here you're seeing, it's not an after, you still see a wave there. But he shows a lot of in progress pictures. That way, I guess you can't say he's painting it or he's not finishing it. But yeah, ridiculous results. Awesome tech. Cannot wait to learn from Gedges and Bryce Kelly at this seminar coming up that PDR College is putting on. And I am proud of this thing because of these two techs that are going to be sharing their knowledge with everybody at this seminar. This is exciting. I'm as excited about learning as I am about you guys learning, you guys and gals learning. This is going to be worth every dime. And then the relationships you make, that's also going to be a great thing. Now, I don't know what's going on with that thing. I didn't even stop there. That's how ridiculous his repairs are, how crazy good they are. This is the last one that I want to showcase. This one I saw a year or two ago, and lots of you saw this repair. Whoa, back to it. There we go. Lots of you saw this repair, and just in process. How? I don't understand this. It's beyond comprehension. When you go back and look at the original, and I stress you, I'm not going to pause it and go back. I want you to sit and just stare. There you go. Stare at this right here. Pause it, look at it, blow it up, study it. How did he get those body lines back to where they are supposed to be? This is what we're going to learn come June at the seminar. Can't wait. I cannot wait to see you guys and gals there. Get in line to get a ticket. Very limited availability, extremely limited availability, way less than what we were doing in the seminars before. So you're going to want to get on board and get on board fast, or you're not going to have a ticket. So again, that's Gedges. He will be at the seminar, as will Bryce Kelly, Matt Moore, myself, Keith Cosentino. I'm sure I'm missing someone or a couple of someones, but anyway, this thing is going to be the bomb. Just wanted to showcase Gedges and what he does, and I will see you in June at the PDR College seminar. Get your tickets now. Trust me, you're going to want to do it.